Hello everybody. Today is an allotment update. It is the beginning of May and I thought it's been a while since we've had a look to see what's going on the plot. So let's have a look and we'll see how we go. So first thing you'll notice that's new is you might call it a big pile of rubbish. This is actually a 14 by 8 foot plastic greenhouse. I say plastic, it's those polythene panel-y things rather than glass. So this is all the bits and pieces for it and a bunch of staging that they've thrown in for free. Whether it actually works or is actually in one piece, I have no idea. So it's going to be like a big giant jigsaw puzzle because I haven't got a clue how this thing goes together. So that'll be fun and games for another day. So yeah, so moving along. Oh, I bought this for £50 off some bloke. So nothing much has changed here. Still the same sort of stuff. Gotten a whole bunch of grass clippings from a friend, so I've got bags of grass clippings. She's got a rather large lawn with a ride-on lawnmower, so every time she cuts her grass, she brings me all the grass clippings. Raspberry area. I thought I dug up all the yellow raspberries, but as you can see here, I have got loads of new yellow raspberries coming up, and obviously I never quite managed to move the red ones, so that'll have to be a job for the autumn. It is also getting really overgrown here, so I've got to get in here and yeah, tidy it up. Chicken house hasn't moved yet, so yeah, nothing much has changed there. Compost heap has gone down a little bit. I'll probably be finishing all of that off in the next week, and then I'll have to go and get some more. Haven't moved the bench yet. I need another person to help me carry because those irony bits on the side is quite heavy, so I can't lift it on my own. Rubble pile hasn't gone down yet, so you can tell I have sprayed up here a bit just to try and get some weeds under control. So sprayed here, and you can also tell where I've missed some bits that are still green. So anyway, so not much has changed here. The onions, they seem to be doing really well. If I can show you this one just here, they're starting to fatten up a little bit, which I'm really pleased about. And I have also got a few surprise potatoes coming up here. Now, bearing in mind, this is where my sunflowers were last year. I'm not quite sure how potatoes got in here, but there are about 6 of them growing amongst the onions. So I think what I'm going to have to do is try and lift them up without disturbing the onions too much, and maybe put them in buckets, or maybe even just discard them. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I haven't managed to move the red onions and garlics from home yet. It's been so very dry that I just couldn't face trying to do that, and the shock it would have given them. So now that it's been raining, we had a lovely rain shower last night, so it's lovely and wet. I might just do that this week. The strawberries that I planted, I'm in two minds about them, because although actually they're looking a little bit better today, I think the shock of transplanting them, and then that night we had a frost. It was last Sunday. We had a frost that night. I think it was just too much for most of them. So, but as you know, I've not got a shortage of strawberries, so it's not bothering me too much. I might just chuck the dead ones out and fill in the blanks from over there. What I'm going to do today is just dig up all these dandelions because they're all starting to make clocks, and it's annoying the living daylights out of me. So I'm going to, rather than try and transplant strawberries today, I'm going to just dig up all of the dandelions and the weeds in there and just try and tidy it up a bit. Last weekend I got Adam to construct the 2 raised beds for the kids. I need to clear this area and rotivate it and then put the beds in place. yeah, so they're ready to go and be filled up as soon as they're in place. I've also still got to burn the wood pile. That's the other one just there, also ready. They will be going over there. Most of this compost heap is now gone. So this is where a lot of the flowers, the cut flowers, are going to go. So I've been working on getting this compost heap used up, so before I go onto the one up at the top. Yes, over here, I don't know if you remember those really tall broad beans that I had on the windowsill. That was very leggy. I sort of stuck them in here, and as you can see, they made these leggy bits. So I stuck them in here, and I thought, well, if they die, they die. I don't really care. I've planted some new ones, so we'll see what these ones do. And they made new shoots, and now they're flowering, and something's eating them around the outsides. So they sort of spares and extras. We'll see what they do. I just need to tidy up around them a little bit. The dahlias are all outside at the moment, enjoying the sunshine, and they are just starting to poke through. I don't know if you can see there. There's one there, one little one just poking through there. They're all just starting to grow, so that's good. Over here is my rainwater catching system. So I've just emptied all of the buckets. So yeah, I am very short on water this year. So I am trying every bucket and spare container, and every time there's a shower, I come and empty them into the big tank at the back. So you can see there's not all that much in there. So so this area is a bit of a mess at the moment, but we'll tidy it up. Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
Hello. Ryan's my helper today. These are some seedlings we're planting today, some spinach and sweet peas. So they'll be going in today. Let's have a walk. So this is the area where most of the work has been going on. As you saw, we've got beds 4, 5 and 6. 5 is the one where the broad beans are in at the moment. So 3, 2 and 1 hasn't happened yet. So we'll get onto those hopefully this week, now that the ground is a lot softer. So moving along quite rapidly. Bed 4, all dug over, rotavated, and a couple of inches of compost on top, which I still need to dig in. So that one's nearly ready. This is the one, bed 5, where the broad beans went in. Oh, lots of growth now that it's raining. Lots and lots of little weeds coming up over there, as you can see. So I'll have to do something to them. And this is where, this strip here is where the peas will go. The peas are just poking their heads through at home, where I've sown them in big containers. Bed 6, half covered in compost at the moment. So I just need to cover the other half and then dig that in. So then hopefully there's 3 beds ready to plant, and then I'll have to work on 1, 2 and 3 soon. Potatoes are doing really well. They're coming up nicely, as you can see. This is the Red Duke of York's. So they're all up, and I'm quite pleased with them. I actually need to earth them up. Maybe that's a job for today. The Maris pears, reasonably okay. Some really dinky tiny ones, but they're coming up, so might just earth them up as well today. And then the next lot is the Charlottes. I don't believe I showed you when I put them in, but I only just put them in last week, so I'm not expecting anything from them yet. So those are the earlies, although the Charlottes aren't going to be particularly early because they went in so late. So but yeah, succession sowing, I suppose you can call it. And then from there to where I've sprayed, I think is where the main crop's going to go in. They're all still on the windowsill at home, so they've all got to still go in there, but I need to rotivate and prepare the area first and get rid of most of those weeds. So start digging, I suppose. Much easier task now that the ground is softer. So Here is the area where I think that poly greenhouse is going to go. That's in pieces up at the top. So I've sort of put a tarpaulin down. If you'll notice, I don't know if you'll notice, but a couple of weeks, last weekend, I asked Adam just to strum everything for me, because the weeds were about knee high. All of this grass and weeds were about knee high. So he strummed it all down. Not that you'd believe it if you look at these dandelions. Look at how tall they are. It's incredible that they've grown that much in a week. So yeah, weeds always grow faster than other plants, don't they? So so this tarpaulin is sort of to try and suppress the weeds a bit, but to be honest, it's blowing around in the wind. But it is quite good for catching water, so I need to figure out how to pick up all of that water. So moving along swiftly down the barren lands, if you want to call it that. My rhubarbs are non-existent this year, but then I suppose it's their first year, so I shouldn't really expect anything from them. But yeah, they're quite small. Something's eating this one. So if anybody knows what is doing this, I mean, I looked at that yesterday, look. Something's eating it, and I don't understand what, but it's not looking particularly great. That one's the best of the lot, so that one's actually lifting off the ground, whereas the rest seems to be like a ground cover almost. So that's the state of the rhubarbs at the moment, but I'm not expecting much of them this year, so they must just get on with it. The gooseberry seems to be doing okay. 1, 2, and the dinky small one 3. So we'll see how they go this year. I'm not even sure whether I'm expecting fruit of them or not. Raspberries are doing okay. Making loads of new shoots down the bottom, all around really. So they're doing okay. Single row there, as I showed you before, and then the double row here, also making a shoot here and there. So they've made loads of little clusters, so looks like we'll be getting some raspberries. Still haven't moved those or planted those out. And the red currant bush is also doing quite well, with loads of little fruit clusters on here. So so quite pleased with that. My friend whose garden it came out of came to see it the other day, and she couldn't believe how much fruit is on there this year. She said it certainly didn't fruit like that in her garden. So so that's quite encouraging. As far as the trees are concerned at the bottom, the apples are just all starting to make lovely pink blossoms. They're just gorgeous. And even though I trimmed them and cut them back quite severely, there's still a lot of blossom clusters on there. So this one's always a little bit later. So so they're doing great. And the cherry had a few blossoms on it. Don't know if we're going to get anything off it. I would be seriously surprised if we get any fruit off it this year, but we'll see. Might get 2 or 3 cherries. Not expecting much. It is only a little baby. So and then the pear tree put on a fantastic show this year. It's all gone over mostly now, but I was looking at it yesterday, and just look. I don't know if you can see that, but there's 3 little pears just starting there. Now, bearing in mind last year I think I had 1 on this tree. I count at least 20 or 25 that I can see already, and there are still some that are just starting to develop. So that's amazing. So one thing I did say to Adam was that I think we're going to need to just support that tree a bit, because I was here yesterday when there was a bit of a gale blowing and it was bending that tree over. So what I think we need to do is put a stake on that side and just pull it up, just so that the wind tends to come from that side and blow it over. So I think that's maybe a job for this afternoon when Adam gets back. He's gone on a bit of a jolly this morning. So and that's basically the update from the plot all the way down to the bottom. So we'll get on with it and show you later. Bye. Bye for now. Hello everybody. Today we are quickly doing a few jobs on the allotment, and Alyssa's my helper today. We are planting or sowing some French beans, and the variety we are doing, oops, just dropped it, is climbing French bean Blue Lake. We are sowing 2 beans per pot just because I am short on space at the moment. So Alyssa filled the pots up for us, and she is putting the beans in, and then she'll top it up with some more compost from the tray. So that's Alyssa's job. And then we've also got another variety that we'll be doing in a minute, and I have forgotten what they are as well. They are dwarf bean opera. So yeah, so that's what we're doing today, and I'll quickly show you what else we've done. Alyssa, now you can top those up, cover them with the soil. Also in this area here, I have planted 50 Dutch iris bulbs, and so just a mixed variety, all sorts of different colours and shapes and things. So yeah, but looking forward to some colour on the plot this year. It was a quick win because this bed was already dug and composted, so stuck them in here, and hopefully they'll start poking their heads through soon, whilst we are preparing all of this area for the rest of the flowers that the seedlings are taking over my house at the moment. So we will keep you up to date, but that's probably it for this episode, and then we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.